Wrestled forward. It's picked up there by Roberts on the outside. For Anthem we go. Malachi Esdale, a winger. Scooped up once again. Connor Mooneyham works around the outside. He's just shy of the try line on a touch. Mooneyham had such a big debut in week 1 against California on his 30th birthday, there's going to be plenty of time to get both those players involved. Warner scoops it out. The absence of J.P. Smith today. Going to see how these two interact, the 9s and 10. Played forward, caught on there. Reno Herbst played back. That ball's nodded forward. And Mooneyham was ready to advance on a potential line break. And unfortunate for him, not allowed in that sequence as the whistle blown by Mike Lawrenson.
Playing advantage again for a penalty. And this is Anthem just actually going to sleep a little, Joey, after scoring a try. This is often what we see in rugby. When a team scores, they just relax a little and allow the team that just got scored on to come back firing, and that's exactly what Seattle have done. First with the knock-on at the kickoff, which gave them possession. The little dink over the top was a beauty, but Mooneyham in the perfect position. That's well anticipated from the winger. But it did come back for the penalty. We were playing advantage, so a chance to get on the board now for Seattle, which will settle the nerves a little.
Kutzer had 18 points kicked through in their week 2 win over Old Glory. Slotted 7 of his 8 kicks at goal. Finds it here. 3 more for Seattle as Andre Warner recovered it. Played forward there for Michael Hann and Mark Bennett. This is wow. Except with hair. Good hair. Seattle will play forward. Andre Warner, the scrum half to handle, and kicked way off. You think that was a mishit there?
Didn't look clean off the boot, Joey. You're dead right. And even just, you'll see the shape of the ball as it leaves his boot indicates that it wasn't a clean strike. Just kind of came across it there. It's the toe. And, you know, I feel like he might be carrying a little injury. He just looked uncomfortable through that entire movement. We'll see as the game wears on for Davy Kutzer. Keep an eye on him.
High in the air goes Sam Gala. And another whistle from Mike Lawrenson. Good bit of reset. What's changed over the last 5-10 minutes, if anything, in your eyes?
I don't see a lot changing. I think what we are seeing are both teams struggling to get into their groove. We've just seen yet another line-out mishap. So it was first Anthem with a prime attacking opportunity, lost the ball. Then Seattle, not a good kick out. But then Anthem mess up the line-out again. So you can just see neither team really able to get in their groove. That seems to be the theme early on in this game.
Slightly out of sorts. Warner works back. Played down by Mark Bennett. Working around the outside. Nicely done. Here's Divan Rousseau. He had a beautiful line break last week to work off for Andre Warner to get that try against Old Glory. It was really the highlight of their match. Ball played forward and knock on.
Another penalty. Now it seems to have swung in favor of Seattle. Anthem.
Seattle is awarded the penalty.
Just showing some ill discipline. And Davy Kutzer, wow, maybe he's not uncomfortable at all. That's going to be a hell of a kick.
Yeah, he looks ready to go. Hydration break incoming.
This kick attempt is brought to you by Novant Health.
Davy Kutzer will have a hack at it. Quite the spot for Kutzer. Again, 18 points last week via his big right boot. Former Houston 10. Making waves for the Seawolves. Lined up, and it's through. Tom Pittman carrying forward here for Anthem. Malachi Esdale also carried through, and Devan Rousseau lets that one fly back to the 22.
That may be a 50-22. I always forget to look to see where they kicked it from, but that is a thumping kick.
Yeah, no doubt.
And let's see which arm the touch judge puts out. Yes, I think it was a 50-22. This tackle, though, is enough to lift your team. Esdale on Boyer. Boy, oh boy. Sit down. And it created the turnover as well. Great look here. What an angle. And Boyer, really not much he could do there. Did extremely well to keep it in, but it ended up in the hands. But this is a 50-22, and this is a massive kick. So Seattle kicked it downfield through Rousseau, and they've come up with the ball again.
Line out high in the air, caught on by one hand. Oh, wow, Ezekiel Lindenmuth. A try for Seattle. They storm back into the lead. Part of the MLR first 15 last week for his effort. Picks up right where he left off.
And Joey, that looked way too easy for Lindenmuth, I got to say. I mean, he's a frightening man to try and tackle, but you need a better effort than that. Perhaps just a little deception created it. We'll have another look at it in a second, but for now...
That was good stuff right there. Easy one for Kutzer.
And Anthem have done that to Seattle as well. So they really, both teams need to be wary after they score any points to keep that concentration for the following kickoff.
Kutzer.
Wait, more.
Up top for Herbst.
It's in the middle.
Good push from Seattle. Breaking away is Patty Ryan. Into the corner. And Seattle storms right back into the lead.
Once again, that fight back, instantaneous from Seattle. That shows the class and experience. They needed to be technical as well, so capitalizing from that kickoff with a perfect line out. Patty Ryan, what about the strength of the big number 7? He's made some big hits today as well and showing how handy he is right through the middle there. Just not ready for that.
Aggressive scrum to start out. Easy one here for Andre Warner. Played back there for Mark Bennett.
Come back for the advantage.
It's an advantage here for Seattle.
So they probably knew that they were playing with a free play there. That's why they potentially pushed the pass in midfield, a risky pass, and Davey Kutzer now will put it on a dime, 5 meters out. Yeah, that's where you want to be, Joey. This is where you want to be in trouble now, especially after their last try, their last driving maul effort. But it was from way further out than 5 meters. So Anthem,
Lou, open up on the 5. So you guys will be
big task for them now in defense.
Deval Kutza, way up top, played down, bounced right back into number 2's pocket. Warner to Lindenmuth once again. Works back, bit of a tough pass there. Handled there by Herbst, and Reno works back, and it's still possession here for Seattle. Just a couple meters away from that 5 mark. Warner to Redling-Heiss. Mono Redling-Heiss.
No tackle yet. Tackle, leave it blue, no hands.
Look at the legs churning on the touchline. Assistant referee. So Seattle a chance to play it back, at least for the moment. And a penalty, they awarded back to Anthem. You saw him score the try earlier. Nick Boyer will work out of that scrum. Tuamoliloa wrestles his way forward. Seattle just trying a line break. Rieker Hadding.
The challenge is for the tackle on the number 2 white, or is it for the clear up on number 4?
We're looking at it right now. That was it. Reno Herbst on Sam Gola.
Which tackle are we reviewing?
You wonder who the member of the staff is that keeps an eye on these types of things to alert Augusta Cavalieri.
I mean, that's got to be a full-time job, isn't it?
Right after, it's got to be. Kuko made that call right after the play.
Show me this angle, please.
Somebody had to say, wait, let's see if they make something out of this and get the line break, which they did.
Now this,
So you watch Four's arm here.
well, I mean, right there.
Yeah.
Can you
That
show me at
is-
full speed, please? Same flip.
Clear that the left arm of Reno Herbst climbed up onto the face of Sam Goller.
Okay, it's not a high degree of danger for me. However, there is head contact. There is foul play because he could have got lower. There's mitigation for me because there was another player in the area. So it's just going to be a penalty for me, no try. Do you guys agree with those facts?
Yeah, we just need to start the mark and restart.
Yes, okay. So just give us the mark, please, on the restart. I'll just explain that decision to the camera. Thank you.
Appreciate the logistics and the reasoning there from Mike Lawrenson. Very clear.
After
The
review of the
official word?
play, there was head contact and there was foul play. It's not a high degree of danger, and there is mitigation because there's other tacklers in the area. So we'll just go back for a penalty only. The try will not stand. It's going to be a free kick to White.
On a free kick for Seattle.
Yeah. Step it in.
Boyer's just going to pooch it to himself and keep possession. Another chance for a line
No,
break.
play on.
This is Devon Rousseau.
Tackle!
Wrestled down there by Connor Mooneyham.
Back him.
And the 14. Trying to recover on defense. Nice flip.
Ducked into it, no foul
Over to Mark
play.
Bennett. Played down
Advantage,
here for
slowing it
Seattle
down
once
off your
again.
feet. Number 8, blue.
Warner. Mataele. And a line break here.
Advantage over.
It's Davey Kutzer on the run to Warner once again. Perhaps retribution for Seattle. They're right up against it. And
And a
it's
knock
played
on.
down for a try.
Lost control of the ball.
Oh,
Lost control of the
hold
ball,
on.
And then regather. It's going to be a scrum down. Blue ball.
That's endearing, but somebody's got to. Agreed, though. This has been one heck of a matchup. I feel like both these teams, Mark, like
give
you
it- I'll give
said,
it time to
have been
match.
playing even. But Seattle in this second half feels like they've gained a ton of momentum, even despite not coming away with either opportunity that they've nearly scored. For different reasons as well.
Yeah, you say that, but I can't help thinking that had Anthem not made the mistakes they've made, they wouldn't have allowed Seattle to capitalize.
Devon Rousseau sits a man down. He finally gets tackled
Hold
just
it, hold,
ahead of
hold.
the halfway line.
Bind! Sit!
21-18 our count on a Sunday
Don't change
matinee.
your bind one.
It's been physical today. Back and forth in that first half. Been a bit that way with Andre Warner with the entry. Well, the scrum lost handle, huh? That ball's still around.
Pouring in.
So we might have seen,
Scrum penalty to Seattle.
can be forgiven for thinking it was Anthem there with the ascendancy, but it was illegal.
15 where the scrum
I
started.
think it might have been Oliver Kane who's just come on, boring in. You need to drive straight in the scrum. The ref is looking for anybody, any prop in particular, just driving on an inward angle, which makes it hard for the opposition to hold
Ball thumb.
their body position.
Also into the game for Anthem.
Blue, you guys are on the line.
Man, no, it wasn't on it. He looked, he thought he was penalised. That's him there, he's just come on, but I think it was on this loose head side. Peyton Lalia.
Seattle has had two bites at the
Slow it
cherry,
down.
phrase he
Penalty
used
advantage.
earlier,
Not rolling.
for a chance for a try. Can they break through once more? This is Reno Herbst carried
Play on,
down.
play backwards
Andre
down.
Warner, that falls right in the basket
Advantage over.
of Kutzer.
Playing advantage, knock on.
Played back, that ball's still alive for Roberts. This is Mooneyham
Advantage over.
working through and being
Come back, come
tackled. Whoa!
6.
Will Sherman got thrown over the turnbuckle there.
White. It's a penalty against you,
Wrestling
White.
style.
It's a penalty against you, so please back up.
Stay with Anthem.
6. It was a knock advantage. It was
On a
over.
rattling ice.
Yeah, you've lifted a play. He's landing on the back day.
One heck of a takedown.
Advantage was over.
Now finding themselves in week 3 ahead of Seattle. There's a whole lot of rugby to be played here, especially if you get a line break like Patty Ryan has had here today. Can the Seawolves muscle through? It's Rickard Hadding.
What a try saver.
Kick
A
ball
couple
White
of
down.
times Anthem's done that to the Seattle group. Boy, it started to feel like the gates opening here for the Seawolves.
No, yeah, ball's up there.
Unable to come up with it. Warner through. Luamanga with a line break.
Advantage offsides.
Nick Boyer
13.
holds it up.
Advantage
And
over.
Divan Rousseau on the run. That'll count for Seattle, huh? Needed it, and they get 5 more. Right back in this thing, Mark.
Certainly are, Joey. You see how hungry they are and desperate, in fact, to get back in the game. Being denied moments earlier by a try saver from Pittman, but bouncing right back thanks to this run from Calvin Louis Lamanga.
That's exactly what this team can do as well. When they feel like they're in good positioning, they got some good footing. Mark Bennett knocks it through. Another 2 here for Seattle. Whole new ball game with 10 minutes to go.
The conversion kick is good by Mark Bennett.
Seattle chasing history to be the winningest franchise in MLR history today. More importantly, keep their undefeated record alive. Anthem looking for their second win in franchise history. They've never beaten Seattle in their 3 matches, this being the 4th. They've cut it to 6. We've seen a couple different instances where either side, part of the USA Extended Player Squad in 2025.
You guys were also on a warning, so it's going to be a yellow card for you.
And a yellow card awarded there
Just wait, just wait. Red card.
to Lerome White.
Even though he's got the yellow
Been
card.
on the game for such a long time.
Well, he'll feel better.
You're right.
Not that good.
Right.
Wait.
We know Clarkey.
Wait.
What a competitor.
Angle number 3. You've gone in. Yep. You've gone underneath and through.